Look at this bullshit. It just jumped a little bit, well, ever so slightly, and it's still at it. There you go. Still at the same old tricks. That's all I know about this thing. Hot points of this caliber never die. You can always repair them. Except that piece of crap right there is irreparable once the bearings go. Well, if you don't want to pay 300 quid. Look at that. There's not much pissing about in this. And yes, it is a single bath towel. I'm doing it kind of on purpose. But oh well, I'm sort of testing the suspension for a bit. It's only jumped once. The rest of the spins have been actually quite balanced. It aborted one out of all of them. So yeah, still good. Whereas that thing is pissed about with balancing on nearly every spin. This machine didn't, apart from the one spin where it abandoned it, which was the spin after the first rinse, which was fine. It was really out of balance. So yeah, this is now gonna go to 750 or so RPMs, and then it's gonna cut out, I think. Oh wait, no, it might be going all the way, not sure. Nah, it's gonna cut out first. A little bit of a sample with clicking noises. You don't see machines that haven't got a single damn bit of vibration. Oh, by the way, that's a crack in the lid trim that I glued back together. Don't mind that. Still gonna find something that I can represent this with. I don't have a coin on me. Shit. Well, I could just go ahead and try a socket, because, you know, come on. Center of the lid is a bit bouncy. Apart from that, nothing. It's on a solid concrete floor, and that's how you're supposed to have it. No more raised floors to this dude. Staying in it. I think this thing is going to be blitzing at the end of it. Well, it's definitely blitzing through this. I'm going into that fabric something, but I had to go out to the dry. The extra water that just randomly seems to sort of drip down, but apart from that, it's fine. When do you see washers that don't move? I could put a rock solid link in between these two trims. Could put a socket in there and it still wouldn't crack these. That's how stable they are. I'm not going to do it, of course, because I'm not that stupid, but damn, it's still really good. There's no vibration. In fact, there's in fact, it's so minuscule I can barely feel it, and it can literally like be barely picked up on camera. I think this machine's doing 1000 RPM now. I'm not sure. No, actually no, I do think this thing's holding 750 RPM for using. I think it's possibly limited the spin here, because it was sort of unbalanced before. Yeah, it's probably limited this, so I'm gonna whack it in the spin dryer. Or I could just try another spin once this is done, because because it has pretty much just... I mean, you know what? No, let's just go for the 45 minutes of drying on high heat. Whoa. That was a weird drop in power there. That was really strange. I just completely dropped in power for a second. That was strange. Oh well. I'm guessing that was something to do with the timer. I'm not sure. It's probably just assessing, can I go to a higher speed? No idea. Probably not. Ah, there it goes. It goes all the way down. I think. Yeah, I think we're gonna. I think it's gonna go ahead and do its anti-crease now. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, because I do have drying so it'll do its little sort of anti-crease. So damn tired. I have no idea why. And that's hot point power for you. Just doesn't do shit. I'm gonna whack that off so then I can just get this off in a drum. Right. That was a really smooth transition into drying then. I didn't even realise it was doing it until the dry fan came on. Wow. These have got some really smooth transitions. Because it's just smooth. It's not like a 9530 when you can legitimately hear it. It's smooth. I think I did have the 800 RPM, pretty much the washing machine version of this, which was 800 RPM. That was the WM14W. Scrapped it because it had literally so many faults with it. Back then I did not know how to do drum bearings, and the drum bearings were shot to bits on it. Also the timer was shot to bits. I've still got it over there, I don't know why. I'm probably going to get rid of it. Actually, I'm not sure if it was the timer. No, it wasn't, it was just the bearings. I literally had no idea how the fuck to do bearings, so I just sort of left it in that condition for a bit. I didn't really run it at all. In fact, I didn't run it at all. I pretty much just said, screw it, I'm gonna just sort of do something with it. Thinking I could do the bearings. Thinking I could, well, no. Yeah, thinking I could sort of just do the bearings on it. No, I couldn't do the bearings on it. It sucked. Yeah, really sucked. It was annoying because, like, I got it all the way from, I think it was like Manchester or something, and it was basically in a hoarder's house. That's all I can explain it to be from. That's the only place I can sort of explain it from, because the guy's house was just full of crap. And I mean, like, it was like his kitchen was full of all these plates covered in like rotten food and whatever. It was just really disgusting. Like, it was way worse than I could ever have thought like a kitchen could get. So yeah, I ended up going with that WM14, and it was a pretty crap decision, but I got a few parts from it, you know. Got the motor from it, even though that had shot bearings on the armature, so I just took it apart, and I've just sort of decided to use it as sort of a tutoring lesson in case I ever need to do carbon brushes. I've taken those brushes out a few times and put them back in because they're basically just shot to bits. So now I sort of understand how to do carbon brushes, so that's good. I might end up doing them at some point in a machine of mine. Don't know when though. I'm guessing it won't be anytime soon, so that'll be good. So yeah, I guess messing around with this washer dryer has been a hell of a lot of fun. I'm obviously going to keep on going with this. The odd wash every so often, because the condenser seal isn't the best. Even though it 100% works, I just don't think it's the best until I've just sort of left it for a bit. So this is going to be the last sort of wash and dry for a bit. I'm going to leave it, and then I'm going to do, sort of restart doing full vids. Fucking WMFUGs all going mental. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to go ahead and try and do is I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get one of the matching dryers to my Ultima Twins project. Now they're both 7s, so it's a WM71 Ultima 1000 with a GEC motor which is included, and that's bottom of the line with literally everything, well nearly everything. The motor, the fascia, the boards, the inlet valves, the pump, literally everything, all the wiring looms. They've even included the suspension legs, which I didn't expect. And for some reason they've included the transit bolts from a modern hot point, which is one of those. How the fuck has that somehow made itself on level? Again, how the fuck? How the fuck did that thing manage to make it so slightly up there, on level there? What the fuck? Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, I guess the thing I'm going to do with those, they're all basically all over there, and like my little parts stash down there, and I'm going to eventually put them onto some donor machines, but I need a motor for the WM76. Now I did seriously want to buy the motor off of Janek's WMA64, but I decided not to because I want to get one new, hopefully, and that's only if I can. I'll be searching for a motor for my WM, and it'll be, I think it's an FHP, either FHP or AEG. I think it's wired up for both. I don't know though. I think the AEG motor needs rewiring if it is one, but I'm still not sure. Yeah, it's probably, yeah, AEG motors need rewiring, so I don't know. It might be an FHP motor, it might be AEG, it might not come at all because eSpares has had a mindfuck and has put a part that was discontinued like 10 years ago on the fucking website, because they think they've still got it, and yet they seem to spend fucking years looking around the warehouse. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. They don't spend any time looking around in the warehouse. They just literally look at a stock list and that's it. They say, oh, we don't have it. No, sorry, we're going to check with our suppliers. Basically means, let's do fuck all and sit in the office all day while we're scamming a 16-year-old kid out of his time for a few weeks, because we're totally a good company. Not. There's a reason why they got so many shit reviews, and I'm going to be honest, the prices are one thing, but the fucking, if they don't have something, they are not going to tell you until, like, they've got some word back from their suppliers if they don't have it in fucking stock. And it takes 2 minutes. You know what, it doesn't even take that, it takes about 1.5 minutes to automatically reply from the supplier to basically say, sorry, we apologise, but this customer cannot get the part because we basically don't make it anymore, and we don't have any as sort of excess that we can give to any parts websites. And then that's the end of it. But the thing is, those emails, I bet, probably come in a few weeks, probably come in a day at least, and then they take like 2 extra fucking weeks, if not 3, to reply back to you. It's bullshit. So yeah, that's why I'm probably not going to be able to get a fucking motor for my WM76, because I bet just kidding, I don't actually want to, but metaphorically, I will bet everyone a tenner that it doesn't work. In fact, I'm going to try it, because I pretty much have enough to buy about 10 of them. I don't even care. Like, just saying, I easily have enough money to probably buy nearly every single part from those WMs. Pretty much, including the outer tubs and everything. Basically everything I can get my hands on, I can pretty much buy brand new, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to get a donor and, you know, redo it that way. And the first machine that's going to be done is the WM71, because that seems to be the easiest out of the two, because it has a motor but it doesn't have any panels, of course, which is a bit of a downside. But then again, I'm probably going to get, say, a WM61 or something and sort of get that over with, pretty much. Oh yeah, that works. That works real good. Definitely decent enough compared to some I've had in the past, dryer wise. That little 3 kilogram Crusader dryer was just a disappointment. Like, it could not dry for shit. So yeah, in a nutshell, I'm probably going to be getting that Ultima project running. And unfortunately, I have some bad news about Callum Ludsford. Now, a lot of people have been told about this on my Instagram, but I have not included this to YouTube. I'm gonna put the screenshot at the end of I'm gonna put the screenshot at the end of this video of what happened. Well, the screenshots. Basically, I ended up. What ended up happening between us was he was basically lying through his teeth about absolutely everything. That means everything. Like, well, apart from he was getting a summer house, which is true, but then again, he's going back and forth in his opinions and whatnot, and what he wants to get machine-wise that he's not going to get because his mum has said that he 100% can't get it. There's other things such as, you know, he got angry at me and a friend because he was thinking of getting a Bosch integrated washing machine, and the friend looked through the manual of this Bosch integrated and found that it could only do 70 degrees Celsius washes, and I basically told him it's not worth it because you're better off getting a machine that can still do boil washes. So in the end, he ended up getting incredibly angry at both of us, and that was, I'm going to be honest, that was the first time I had ever gotten genuinely angry at him, because it was always him that sort of snapped and did something stupid and then immediately said, oh, I'm sorry. And I think his excuse was that he's shielding. Well, that's not really as much of an excuse. It might explain the behaviour, it might explain what he was doing, but it doesn't excuse the actions. It's exactly the same with, say, you know, say if I punch someone, I could say, well, say if I punched someone and I basically got sentenced to, you know, prison, and I said, you know, for punching that person, and I said, you know, I'm autistic, obviously the judge would say, that might slightly explain your actions, but it still doesn't give you an outright excuse to avoid it. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what Callum started doing from the start. And I don't know if you remember, but on a live stream a while ago, I called him out on this collection he had, which was pretty much an exact mirror of Brandon Thompson's collection at that point, aka Florence Ballard A3060, apart from his Miele W562. It was quite literally everything. Before the Creeder 17317 was pretty much sort of like revealed, I think, or I'm not sure, it was around that sort of time, don't know, but he basically said, oh, I've got all of these machines, and he said, I asked, well, could he give us like a little demo of all of them, and he said no, because I've just sold them to a guy I know who was also a collector. So he said, he started bullshitting, saying, oh, he's got every single hot point from every single range. So I went ahead and said, now I can't remember if it was a 9.5 or a 9.9, but I remember it had 4.8 at the end of it. So it was either a 9.548 or a 9.948. Those don't exist. There's a 9.547, which is an export model, but the 4.8 does not exist. So I basically called him out, saying, well, that doesn't exist, and we've officially now, I can tell that you've lied to me. And that was sort of the start of the trouble, in my opinion. Well, it was sort of the start of the trouble in between us. And what happened was it got progressively worse. He started saying things such as he went out to a cafe right slap bang in the middle of a nationwide lockdown, and he said he found a Hoover A3060 in the back. Like, they wouldn't let you in the back of the coffee shop before COVID, and they certainly wouldn't if it was during COVID, because look, it's obvious for a billion reasons. And he was constantly going back and forth saying, oh, I've seen, a Hot Point 953L out for scrap, a friend of mine's found one, all sorts of other things, and oh my god, I went to a laundrette and found some Miele Professionals, where just to prove him wrong, I searched up every single laundrette in Ipswich that I could basically find, and I don't think any of them had Miele Professionals. I don't know if I searched them all, actually, because it's so long ago, but he was just lying through his teeth, and I could tell. So, in a nutshell, he was just a prick in the end. And I started talking to a friend of mine, Jack Paget, a lot more towards the end of our friendship. And Callum, one day, because I hadn't talked to him for 2 fucking days, 2 days, decided to send me a really angry Facebook Messenger, a little angry text on Facebook Messenger, basically saying, I'll just put the screenshot on because I can't really remember what he said, but basically it was just something really, really angry. And I basically just said, well, I'm just spending a bit more time with him because he's just sort of a good friend. And he said, basically just Callum started saying, oh, okay then. And eventually I just sort of lost everything I had sort of with the friendship part of our friendship. I was just gone. I didn't want anything to do with him by the end because I could just tell he was a crap friend. In fact, he wasn't even really a friend. He was just a person who I used to know, pretty much. And in the end of it all, I'll put the messenger thing, the screenshot of when we ended our friendship at the end. And then I think after that I'm going to basically show what he said to me on Instagram. I think it was a few days afterwards. And what I was basically doing was I was ignoring him for a week or so, because I was just preparing myself to just sort of just end our friendship whenever he wanted to say it, because I just didn't really feel like saying it myself, we're completely done, because I just thought it'd be a bit silly. I just thought I'd be a bit harsh, but I should really have said it. But oh well. So he ended up messaging me in the end saying, if you don't feel the same way, we can end our friendship here. And I said, yes, please, it would be very good, because something like that. I basically just said, yes, I'd like to end our friendship, but can we end it on good terms? You see, his idea of good terms is the screenshot at the end of this video, which is an Instagram message he sent me, I think a few days after we ended our friendship. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Callum Woodsford, in the end, was a crap friend, and I'm going to end the video here so I can show you the screenshots. So yeah, there are a million or so reasons why he was, in the end, a crap friend. My parents, shit, I'm still going on about this actually. I'm still going to keep going on for a minute or two. Basically, when we ended our friendship, I told my mum, and basically my parents ended up telling me in the end that it was my fault that we had ended our friendship, and basically they said it's not like Callum to say things like that. So I whipped back through a few messages and I showed them a few screenshots, which I'm not going to put in because they're a hell of a lot more nasty, but there was a hell of a lot of them that I'd saved on my phone. I probably deleted all of them now just to sort of get rid of him from my mind or something, because I was still really pissed off at the Instagram thing, about the Instagram thing. So yeah, basically what happened was, yeah, I sort of ended up explaining to my parents that it was a crap friend, and my parents started to get angry at me. So yeah, there's that. But now they sort of accept it. They sort of just don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. I just prefer to sort of just shut my mouth about it, because I just want to not have to think about it. My phone's on 5%, so I'm going to end the video in a sec. So yeah, in a nutshell, I'm doing some washing in the garage. My washer dryer nearly jumped. I talk about the crap of friendship, and I talk about how my parents actually decided to get angry at me for something that wasn't my fault. So yeah, I'm going to be doing these just in a nutshell things at the end, basically just to tell you guys what's basically gone on if you don't want to watch the whole video. But I guess I don't even care. I mean, this video can basically get its like whatever, like this, it's 25 views or whatever, and like the odd comment or two. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here, and the screenshots are going to be after the video, of course. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really have to say. So goodbye. Thanks for watching. Well, you'll still be watching these screenshots for a good bit. But yeah, that's the end of it. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to hop off. And my phone is now on 4%, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's going to be the end of it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.